If you're struggling with making real changes in your life, you've tried things and they just don't really work out, and you're just kind of feeling stuck, then hopefully these small, simple to follow rules can help. Write 2 crappy pages every day. Actually, this has nothing to do with paper. This is actually the idea of lowering your standards. When we start with the goal of weight loss or starting a business or any new endeavor, generally we kind of go for it and it's an all or nothing approach. I'm gonna go to the gym 5 days a week or I'm not gonna go at all. I'm gonna write 2,000 words every day for this book and I'm gonna bang it out in 6 months. Generally, this works for about a week, sometimes even a month, and then you fall off the wagon. In writer's terminology, if you were writing a book, that would mean that even if it's the worst page you've ever written, every single day you're writing 2 pages of this book or 1 page or whatever, but you have a small amount that you can definitely do and you just continue to move forward every single day. Maybe if this is going to the gym, then you're committing to showing up to the gym for 5 minutes 3 times a week, and that's all you're committing to. That's something that you can definitely do. You're able to walk out after 5 minutes, but you're making a commitment, you're lowering your standards that you know that you can keep this thing. It's something that's super attainable. Even if you're having a horrible day, you can make that habit stick and make progression happen over a long period of time simply by lowering your standards of what you're trying to do. Remove before you add. Honestly, I couldn't think of a good name for this rule, so let me just explain. The meaning of the word decide comes from the Latin word decidere. I don't know how to say it, but it's pretty much a combination of 2 words. De, which means off, and sidere, or however you say it, which is cut. So cut plus off equals decision. And we don't generally look at decisions that way, but it's something that we should really change our mindset on how we're thinking about decisions. And this makes what you choose to do and what you choose not to do, more importantly, a lot more simple. Especially in today's world, we have endless opportunities and options of how we can spend our time, different things that come up. For me, I have YouTube, and then I have opportunities to do a podcast. I thought about starting a 2nd channel. And the question is, which one of those am I gonna go kind of big on, and which one of those am I gonna cut off? And for me, that's YouTube. Like, there's endless activities at work and with kids and different commitments that come up. And by not making a decision to say no to those things, you are in fact making a decision to say yes to them. And if you don't really control your life, somebody else will, and things just kind of take over. And that's how everybody becomes so stressed and has so much going on, is because we don't consciously see what we can go through and cut out of our lives. Instead, sometimes we make no decision, or the default decision, and that ends up getting more and more and more stuff going on with our lives, which makes us more and more stressed. So really try taking a step back from your life and asking, what can I cut out so I can focus all my energy, resources, and time onto the things that matter? And if this channel matters to you at all and you want to help me out, feel free to subscribe down below. It's free. Measure it. When you're baking a cake, you have to measure what goes into it, or things can get out of hand pretty quickly. And the same thing really applies to our lives, whether it's our finances, our fitness, or our health. What gets measured gets managed. If you have no idea how much money you have coming in and how much money is going out and where it's going, then it's going to be very hard to have control over your finances. And that's why I really try to simplify my finances as much as possible by consolidating different accounts, using different apps like Mint, or there's a bunch of other ones that put all your accounts in one place and all your expenses in one place, so you can see exactly how much is going in and how much is going out and where it's going. And then I've also been really trying to do the same thing with fitness and with health, where if you don't know how many calories you're having and you're having trouble losing weight or getting to your fitness goal, but you have no idea what's going into your body, then kind of like you shouldn't really expect to see that great of results if you have no idea what you're doing. You're just kind of winging it. So this is where it's really important to learn and take time, money, and energy to really focus on learning about and tracking how much is going to your workouts and what you're eating, and just really starting to understand your body and how it reacts. And I've actually been doing this recently with the sponsor of today's video, Noom. Noom is a program designed to help you improve your health using psychological and cognitive behavioral therapy practices. It's not about a quick fix, it's more about changing your behaviors over the long term, because that's where real growth and real change happens. It's that 1% different spread out over a really long time. We actually know that weight doesn't actually mean a ton. You can be whatever weight and still be unhealthy. It's really about improving your health IQ and changing behaviors. To help with that, they actually have real people who can help with accountability. So it kind of combines that power of technology with actually real humans on the other side who can help you out and understand what you're going through. They have these little quizzes that you can do to help you learn along the way, and it just takes like 5 to 10 minutes per day. They also have really good info on understanding calorie density, and that's why my first meal of the day, I always go with oatmeal because it's very low calorie and it fills me up, as opposed to like a scoop or two of peanut butter, which wouldn't really fill me up. It's not saying that I never have peanut butter or fun stuff, but it's important to understand the foods that you're eating. Meredith also just started using it this week, so hopefully we can give an update on how she's liking it in the future. But if you guys want to try them out, you can take a 30-second free quiz today. Just use the link down in the description or go to noom.com/Gabe, and thank you again to Noom for sponsoring this portion of this video. Do hard things. Life starts at the edge of your comfort zone. This was me about 4 years ago, starting to talk to a camera and then posting that on YouTube, and then in turn posting on Instagram that I posted on YouTube, which was like all my friends and family, was one of the hardest things I did, so outside of my comfort zone. Like literally, I am so introverted that there's like days go by where I don't talk to anybody. Now I have Meredith, so I can talk to her. But seriously, it's so outside of my comfort zone to do what I now do for a living. But looking back over my life, almost everything that has ever happened that is positive, anything that I've achieved, it has all come from doing hard things. So I have this rule that I try to follow where if I feel like I don't want to do something, whatever that thing is, I try to do it if it's hard. So like there's a 50-mile walk coming up in 20 hours. I'm gonna do that because it sounds horrible and I don't even know if I can do it. Like I almost died last year. Taking cold showers, there's a lot of positive benefits from it. It's absolutely miserable, so yeah, I guess I should probably do that. Trying new and different stuff on YouTube, scary. It's easy to stick with what you're good at. Acting in front of a crew of like 20 people, super awkward. Turns out I absolutely love it. Whether it's going up and talking to someone that you might end up marrying or just being a good friend with, doing your first investment, whatever it is, I would say almost happiness and real improvement and growth all happens from feeling this tension of this is outside of my comfort zone. This is something that is scary that I don't want to do. And then leaning into that and saying, this is the reason that I have to do it is because it's scary. That's the reason I need to do that is because that's what will make me grow. It's kind of the same idea with fitness where it's that last rep that you don't think that you can do. That's where you get all the growth of those 10 things that you did before. The first couple are super easy. They don't really help you at all. The last couple are what make the difference. So you can't stick with what's easy. You have to do those extremely hard things to really grow and experience a life that you didn't even think you could do. Unplug and reset. According to the American Institute of Stress, 63% of US workers are ready to quit their jobs due to stress. Stress is absolutely horrible for you, and it's something that like most people deal with constantly. I know I get stressed extremely easily, and generally if I get stressed for like a full week, if I have way too much going on, I end up getting sick. It's like it happens like clockwork. So it's important to take drastic actions to avoid getting stressed. And one of my favorite ways to do this is to kind of take a step back and look at your life and kind of evaluate it as if you're looking at somebody else's life. So don't look at what's normal or what your everyday habits are. And it can be really eye-opening when you actually sit down and evaluate your own life. You might realize that you're spending 2 hours a day on social media and you're checking email 37 times a day, and maybe you're trying to save money so that you can really change your life, but you have a shopping addiction or you go out to eat too much. And sometimes it can be really hard to get out of this cycle and these normal habits that we get into. So the best strategy that I have found is at least once a month, but preferably like once a week, is to have like a screenless day, to get rid of your phone, put it in a box for an entire day, no TV, no music even, and really just be okay with being alone with your thoughts and thinking about the big picture. And just doing this and realizing all the thoughts going through your head might give you that opportunity to like take a break and ask yourself, should I even be at this job that I'm at? Should I be doing the things that I'm doing every single day and I'm just doing them because I'm constantly so busy and in the cycle? Or should I be doing something else completely with my life? And it's really hard, especially in today's world, to get quiet time where you can actually think about those things and think about how you're spending your time when you're constantly on your phone and you're constantly distracted by different stuff. So just take a few minutes to unplug and reset. But before you do that, Don't forget to subscribe and hit the little notification thing, because even if you are subscribed, sometimes you could never see a video again. Hope you got some value out of this, and I'll see you next week.